the energy of love and peace and clarity. Muhammad and hello. It's the first of May, and it is the day that the soul came into this physical body. Not my soul, this piece of my soul came into this physical body on planet Earth. It was on this day, 31 years ago. Me too, because I, I really, because I'm never really just talking to myself. This is a moment, and yeah, I just thought, well, why not? I changed a lot because this right here, for a birthday, like in like this is what I want. I think this little thing that I'm doing right now, it's, reminds me of a time when um, ourselves, one another, and there's more. I guess me is more connected to women myself because I can feel that, and I love that. I love being connected to myself. I really love this connection I have with myself. I love being able to hear myself, feel myself, myself, know more about myself. That's um, maybe I should give you some real since I'm just taking everything out of the much. And I'm just gonna sit here for and permitted to. I guess when Venus sends me the Batman signal, I know it's time to go. But I'm very grateful for this time alone because even as a mother, definitely time alone. I guess everybody, you gotta know what you need for yourself. Everybody's different. We're not all the same. So we all require different things. And that's why we have to know ourselves and know what it is that we need emotionally. Nice to see. We have to know what we need emotionally. We have to know what we need. um, I just have to know Amy. Listen, I just heard a lady talk and I swear it was me because her voice sounds so much like mine. So the sun today just needed this right here. And then, baby, I'm gonna need some food, honey. Because one thing about me is I can eat. The things I didn't even have anything planned for my birthday. Thank you, my sister. I love you. Thank you, sis. I didn't have anything planned for my birthday. I was just like, one thing I know I need for my birthday is just some time for myself. So I woke up and made sure Venus was fed and pampered and nice and warm. And then I left and then she called and I was like, I'll be back. Oh, but I'm very grateful. I have to be grateful. I have to be grateful because there's so much to be grateful about. And I love that. I love that I'm still able to see things to be grateful for. And I'm able to like be grateful for them because not everybody has that gift to see the greatness around us, and not everybody has the ability to connect to that and be grateful for very small things. So I have to be grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. I don't even have to try and convince myself. Definitely, I had to learn to be grateful because there was once a time when I wasn't able to see. I was only able to see all the things that I didn't have and all the things I wanted. I wasn't able to see the things that I had and the things that I wasn't able to focus on the things that I had to see, the joy and the excitement and the abundance and all of that. So I'm happy that I'm here, like right now, because I'm so proud of myself. I feel like if I was gonna do a card reading, I feel like that's one of the cards that would have come out. People I actually brought my deck. This is my favorite deck. This is my favorite deck, and I feel like that's one of the cards that would come out. Like to be proud of yourself. Trust me, it doesn't matter like how grown you get. We are always gonna need reminders. Reminders are so important, and I think people take those for granted, like reminders. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. You know, those are good. They're really great. I mean, everything is energy. So if you are able to like, you know, send that type of energy to somebody, like definitely do it. Even just somebody saying, Happy birthday. Let's see. Happy birthday. I love you. And I'm so happy that you're here. Like, do you embody the message completely? Like, do you say, oh my gosh, thank you? Or do you just like say, oh, thank you, because that's what you know to do? Like, sometimes just do things on, like, what's on an automatic response. But, I think when we learn to live like a more intentional life and we learn to slow down, then we're able to like feel into more of the goodness, because I think one of the reasons why we miss, I'm going to pull three cards myself. One of the reasons why we miss some of the goodness sometimes is because we are moving so fast. You might somebody say, Happy birthday, you're like, oh, thank you. And then you move on, but you completely miss the moment. Completely missed the moment because it was moving too fast. Even like in our everyday lives, I'm just thinking about the session that I did with Bougie where um, the person I was, he said he became so intentional about life to the point where every single moment, like he would fully encompass and embody the moment. Like if somebody was talking to him, he would give them all of his attention and energy. And, so he moved through life like very intentional. And that to me felt like very slow because I still feel like I'm still learning to like retrain my nervous system to like get it to slow down. And even though I have like a toddler who is like very fast paced, I feel like that's still something that we can achieve. I feel like it's not even like having a toddler, it's just more of like the external environment and the way we are wired. I think that's what it's about. So I think it's definitely up to us to learn to like rewire our minds so that our hearts can like fully come online and like we can lead with our hearts more. Let us be that go, go, go. So we can know when we need to like go, 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 because we're not saying we don't ever need to go, go, go. Sometimes we gotta go, 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 baby. but there needs to be like a balance. I think where solar returns are important. So I've heard like very many different stories about people not celebrating their birthdays, and I guess it's just you just have to learn to feel. Like, for me, I love birthdays. I love celebrations. I love um like holidays. I love, but again, it's what I feel because I remember before I became aware of like, what like the story around Christmas and all that. But before I became aware of everything and the truth behind all that, I never really fully resonated with like Christmas and never resonated with like just a lot of stuff. But at my birthday, being my birthday is gonna be a birthday. That's just me. And I think I'm always gonna be like that. I don't think that's gonna change, but I'm always open to learning. Like today, one of the things that I did was I did like an emptying, and it's nothing big. It's just like I just said it's something of like emptying myself, which and I did that for someone in a session yesterday, which I always say, right, the people that come to you, they always leave like a small. Your spirit team works with other people's spirit team to connect you guys in different moments because that emptying that came up for my sister yesterday is the same emptying that I did for myself today. It's just like in a different context. So the emptying for me was okay, um, just leave everything behind, let go, cleanse yourself so that a new, fresh, rejuvenated energy can come in. And not just rejuvenation in the sense of just energy, and but in the sense of just let's see, let's find a really good word. Like that's not a good word. In the sense of a new beginning, new knowledge. Not like I'm hunting down knowledge, but okay, you're all done with all these assignments, right? And you've done everything that you needed to do for that chapter. It's kind of like turning over a new page. Okay, there's a blank page, and these are the tools and resources and people and places and things that you're going to be working with. But first, you have to let go of that old belief system. And it could be a belief system that resonates with you. Like for me, I remember when I used to do like let's see, is like a really good one. When I used to say so many things have changed, like the things I used to believe then and now it keeps changing, and it keeps evolving, and it keeps getting like broader. So remember how we used to say like, oh, sorry, I mean Christ consciousness. Then we learned that, even saying Christ consciousness was still like attaching the entire idea to like a religion. So like if someone was supposed to say to you in this time and space, like why don't you just say consciousness? Or why don't you just say mm, you could say there source consciousness. Source, because source is a more detached word in terms of like any type of connection. Source is just the center or the mainstream or the thing that you go to for everything. So it's not like a more it's a clear and cleaner word. It doesn't have anything like tied into it energetically. So anybody can connect to that word. So in terms of that, in terms of the belief system and the things that we learn, like are you open to letting go of all of that so you can expand more and learn more? Are you gonna be like, oh no, but no, this is what I learned and I believe this and I'm sticking to this? No. Well, that's something that you want to do. Completely up to you, but so that was what the M team was about for me. And I think emptying, doing an emptying um, at different points in your journey where you feel like you need to throw out some old belief systems or some old things that you learned, not that they were not useful, but you have fully used them up and now you're going to learn like a more expanded version of this thing that you learned before. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna put a card to myself. And then I'm going to listen to spirit. Oh, that's so weird. Maybe sometimes we like children, we don't know what to do. So I just show up sometimes and be like, okay, spirit, what am I supposed to do today? Because maybe I ain't got that brain power trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do or what I want to do. Sometimes I don't even know what I want to do. Can you imagine a toddler? They don't even know what they want to do. They need some like direction or guidance in their life. That's why I think you gotta. That's why sometimes we need guidance in our lives. Just think about it. Sometimes you don't even know what you want to eat. When we were smaller, that was not our responsibility. Because mom, my grandparents would be the ones who are responsible for like thinking about what you're gonna prepare for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We just show up and eat. But now we're the grown ups, so we have to think about like, okay, what we gonna feed this family? What we gonna do to entertain Venus Mailer? So definitely I'm grateful for my grandparents and my parents and just everybody around me who um played like a really vital part. And even those who like they didn't play a vital part, because everybody played a role, baby. In my upbringing and in the conditioning and in the deconditioning and in the awakening and the reawakening and the expansion and the building, like my friends and the soul family, like they just came in right on time because your girl was hanging on by a thread. But everything always happened in divine timing. That's the thing, We was not gonna drown, baby. We were gonna be okay. Yeah, but see, ah, I'm grateful. I'm happy for free will, I say. That is popped in my head. I'm really happy for free will. Like, free will is pretty okay. I mean, it's a planet of free will. What did you expect? What did you expect? You was gonna come and be like, exempt me. Oh boy. Let's see what my scene. It was my favorite deck, and I got this deck from Pete a very long time ago when I was a child. Oh boy. It's a beautiful time to be alive, ain't it? Ain't it? Like a beautiful time. It feels like a dream. You see these birds flying around trees and everything. It looks like a dream. I'm pretty sure. Not been here before, but it's definitely giving a dream. I'm telling you. If you have kids and you ever do reading, just know they're gonna show up in your reading. They wouldn't have it in there that way. Would you? Wouldn't you thought? SHG. And I got four. Because I'm special. And see, I told you this card would come out. Be proud. No, it's not. Because I already spoke on it, there was like, okay, we're not gonna send it out, but we're definitely gonna like give you that confirmation. I'll be proud. Yeah. The good thing about me is I believe. And I love confirmations. You my team know me. Maybe they just know me. I love confirmations, but also if I don't get a confirmation, it doesn't like deter me or, make me believe less. But sometimes they do have to send the confirmations when I ask a question because baby, the collective be collective in sometimes, and sometimes it's hard to navigate this energy. So it is what it is. Sometimes they gotta come through with a little extra sauce, right? Because the food is dry. And we choking. Okay. Okay, yeah. I thought I was I was talking about self-love in my journal because I journal for. I'm gonna make a post on Instagram, and I'm gonna make a comment before I read these cards. Let me tell you something if you're watching this YouTube video, okay? I said this to my friend the other day, okay? They want me to read the light card. Sorry, I have to listen. The light. I think it's almost as if they want me to energetically become light, like fully encompass light, be light like every moment by moment, be light moment by moment. And when I feel like my light is all the way fully like there, just take a moment, take a deep breath, and just all you have to do is remember. All you have to do is think about it. And that's how you, because you don't need to become light. That's one of the things. You don't need to become light. You just need to be light. So if you ever feel like, oh, I feel like, you know, it's kind of like picture my entire being as light, right? And let's say there's a ball of light around me because I like that analogy. And there's like energy all around, and you're going through your day and whatever, and like the energy build up that is not, let's say it's not light, it's coming in on your light. So it's kind of like pushing, 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 pushing in. And so you feel like your light is becoming smaller. What you do is just take a moment and you just go right inside your brain and your heart, and you just expand the light. Just expand the light all the way out, outside of your arms, outside of your entire physical body, your energetic body, just wide as far as you can go with the same body and then come past that line. Because what you do when you do that is you feel the the inconsistencies in other people's energetic field at less. You feel the inconsistencies, or you feel the interferences less, which is nice. That's a nice experience. Feeling the interferences less. So leave that. And I know why they did that because they distracted me from making that statement. So that means they want to distract me. What to do? And the next card I have is self love. So I actually did write about this in my journal. And it was maybe this on the side. This is my being just like the eye, just stuff that made me feel good. Even though you're in bomb, remember it's your day. You should. I give Venus 360. How many days in the year? 360, 4 days of the year, and I take one for myself. It's all about Venus because she's a mini me, and she's used to connected by the umbilical cord. So it's my day. But also, I'm gonna say this on a place of love, but um, we have to remember to like know that the things that we believe, that's our belief system, right? And we believe them because we know them to be true. We create our own belief systems as well. And we stick with and work with the ones that resonate with us. So, for example, I've had someone say to me before, people who constantly have to feel like they need to show themselves self-love, or people who constantly feel like they need to show for themselves, they need to like post on social media, I love myself. People who constantly have to do this type of work, they're weak. Like I had someone tell me that before. They're weak and they're broken and just all on that line. Broken, weak, and traumatized. And that person completely believes that people who do this type of stuff are weak and broken and traumatized. And that's okay because I don't believe that. My belief system is very strong because I built it. And I went through and I picked out the things I didn't resonate with, and I created and I brought in the things that I resonate with. And as I grow, if I no longer resonate with something, I change it. and I remove it. And so my belief system is very strong on the foundation of unconditional love, and the foundation of we are one, and on the foundation of healing and all of this good stuff. So for me, for someone to say that to me doesn't really affect me. It's just like I hear it, I'm like, oh, should I even try to correct that? Let's not use the word correct. Should I try to share my belief system because I don't need to correct them? And then attempted, and then I was like, let me just leave that right there, right? But just be very strong and be very firm in your belief system, like, and be open to guidance and changes from spirit, right? Let no man tell you what you are to believe. Let no man feel they are superior to the wisdom that you hold or to the knowledge that you are attaining. Let no man be or proclaim themselves wiser than you, because we're all one, which means we all hold the same information when it comes down to truth, which connection for truth. Um, no man is above the other, but create your belief system. And if you are ever unsure of something, just quit clarity. And of course, Venus is going to show up with the child's love and, reminding me not to be so serious all the time and to play, but I'm a big child anyway. I feel like I'm always going to be a big kid. And I think that's why I'm aging backwards, because I definitely do not look like I'm in my 30s. Okay. If I'm supposed to do my hair right now, I just pick it up a little bit and put on something cute. Yeah, you could not tell. Oh, let me hear what she's saying. Love between a parent and a child is one of the most precious and deep connections. That's true. We make during our time on earth. Children start out as a part of us. He's still a part of me. And from their first cries, they establish themselves as the biggest prize of our hearts. Oh my God. Like, okay, it's fine, I get it. And then the last part I have is you are not alone. This kind of feels like spirit world. Let's say spirit grandma. Like my grandmother's always in spirit world, and my grandma's still alive, but she's always in spirit world, is doing the most. Mhm. Oh, I think she said not to say happy birthday because I didn't call. I didn't call anybody. I was really on my phone. I'm like that as well. Like, if you get to know me, you're gonna have to get to know me. So, you know, and I think, okay, I was gonna say you're gonna get to know me so that um you understand me. I'm not antisocial. I'm not antisocial, but whenever my social battery is finished, like I'm gone, and I don't overgive, and that's something that I have to learn. I don't overgive anymore, overshare anymore, because I get burnt out. Don't do that. Like, don't do that for yourself either. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, don't do it. You have to learn when it's time for you to be in silence and solitude and stillness. You have to learn when it's time for you to not be like exerting a lot of energy, like even as mom, dad, aunties, sisters, uncles. You have to learn when to take a break. It doesn't matter like what you're doing in life. Like, it literally doesn't matter. Like, if you're trying to become self-conscious, healthy, you're showing yourself love, this has to be something that's consistent in your life. So yeah, like even on Sundays, I know I spoke about this on a YouTube live. I was saying on Sundays are sacred Sundays for me. So on Sundays I don't do anything. Like, I don't really take calls. I don't message anybody unless I want or unless I feel like I have a moment. That's the thing. I do what I want to do. Sacred Sundays, I do Reiki on myself, on Venus. I cleanse, and I just chill. I do cook. I wish I didn't have to cook, but I choose to cook. I have to cook because, baby, I'm gonna be hungry and I gotta feed my child. So, but yeah, think this chapter is going to be about becoming even more intentional and conscious and aware, becoming more aware, becoming. And it's so funny because they always say you don't have to become anything. And it's not contradictory, it's just different concepts and understanding different concepts. Because if we were, it's different levels. So if I was supposed to go deeper, I'd be like, you're not becoming anything because you are already this person. And sometimes we have to say that so we know that because that's like a line that can never be broken. But then here in this present time, my journey is about becoming, right? Even though we don't need to become. I know it sounds confusing. We are already, but we're still becoming. I know. Let's just forget it because the words ain't gonna make it sound like it making no sense. Maybe we should say embodying. This next chapter is about embodying conscious state of being. Oh, this fancy. Embodying a conscious state of being, embodying an intentional life, embodying it. I like that word. Yeah, perfect embodying. See, this is why I said I was going to do a live because I would literally be here having this whole conversation with myself. I was like, you know what? If I have AirPods in, then they might think I'm on the phone, but I really didn't care about that because I was really just sitting here talking out to myself. Yeah, I'm gonna give you one more twirl before I go. So, embodying consciousness. No, I just saw a bird. Where are you, birdie? You're right there. Embodying consciousness. And welcome, May. Of course, May is so motherly. Like, yeah, it's like Child's Month, Mother's Day. Like, it's so, May is so woomy. It's giving womb. Oh my gosh, but you guys have a beautiful day and a beautiful weekend. And I absolutely love you all, magical beings. And of course, if you, this is your first time watching my video, um, I am a Reiki master. I am a channeler, a cosmic being, and all the beautiful things. I'm also an alchemist. So I said I'm also an alchemist, like it's an occupation. But also, I share my healing journey on Instagram. I don't just share the light parts of it. I do share the darker sides of it, or let's say the when I have to go like deep in and bring up my shadows and heal the inner child and the trauma of it all is all there. So if you are embarking on a healing journey and you are looking for a community, you can definitely follow me on Instagram at SAN_TAVIA. You can also find me on Reiki Sparks on Instagram. Um, and yeah, looking forward to connecting with you. Um, and I'll talk to you another time. Bye bye. Bye. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Mm-mm. Mhm. Okay.